Hello?
Hey, John, how you doing? It's Coley.
Hey, Colin, how are you?
Good.
Are you calling to talk to Denise about the PR thing?
Yep.
I want to thank you for all you're doing, Coleman. My gosh, without you, I tell you what, it's been a wonderful experience, and we really like you and your wife. And it's been just a great deal for us, and hopefully for you, and you've done a really magnificent job. You've impressed a couple of our friends here with your quality of work. I'm telling you, sure, It kind of blows me away. It blows him away too.
Well, thank you very much. It's been a real pleasure helping you guys get it to the next step.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we can do some more.
Sounds good.
Okay. All right. Here's Denise.
Travel safe.
Hello.
Hello. So tell us a little bit about your background, how you got started playing fiddle.
Well,
So Fiddle Chick was once a fiddle little kid.
Yes. When I was 7, my great-grandfather, who was, at that time, he was in his 90s, was a musician and had an idea that he wanted his children or grandchildren and finally great-grandchildren to study violin. And nobody was really interested until he got me, a great-granddaughter. And my mother lived in Houston, and my mother got me a violin teacher, Jack Horner, when I was 7, who ended up, I think, moving to Chicago and was involved in the Chicago Symphony. And then we switched, when he left, we switched to another violin teacher, Michael Wilknerski, and he was from Poland. And I ended up studying with him until I was 18. And then after he left and went back to Poland, and of course I left then and went on with my life. And I really didn't play the violin, maybe at Christmas and for friends, for parties and that sort of thing, until about almost 30 years later. And at that time, I decided I was going to learn country music. We moved to the Texas Hill Country, and there was a group that I jammed with, and really enjoyed it, and then ended up working for a radio station, the Hill Country Ranch radio station, and was their fiddle player for a couple of years, and really enjoyed it. Learned a lot of good old country tunes, and then John and I went to Ireland with another group on a tour, and ended up falling in love with Celtic music, with Irish music, and then that's been it. Ever since we came back from Ireland 10 years ago, that's been my big passion, is Celtic music.
So you started off with a very traditional classical. It sounds like you had a pretty regimented course of study with some very serious teachers early in your life.
Yes, I did.
But yet when
years of my life, I played with symphonies, and in Houston they had what they called an all-city orchestra, and we had the opportunity about once a year to play with Houston Symphony, which was a wonderful experience. So it was a very classical training.
Yet your playing now, to me, sounds like it has, though you play with virtuosity, there's a lightheartedness and a softer quality than traditionally you hear in some violin work.
Yes. Well, I think the Celtic music I've learned a lot from going to Cape Breton and the concerts at Cape Breton, and I really try to listen to all the little ornaments they perform and that style. And I guess I have my own interpretation, like every musician does, and so far it's worked.
Would you say it's more people's music than musicians' music?
I think so. I mean, do you mean like...
Well, the folk music seems to lend itself more to pubs and beer and less symphony halls and Dom Perignon. There's an approachability about it.
Right. Well, and that's one of our favorite venues is playing for wineries here in Texas, and we play for a lot of parties, and it works very well. A lot of background music, but I mean, we do have venues where people just sit and listen. That's also very nice.
So I hear you've been getting some really good feedback for your recording that you did here recently in Eastport.
Oh, yes. Excellent feedback. We have a group here in Comfort band, and it's called Celtic Comfort. And one of the gentlemen in the band, that we've known him a couple of years now, he and his wife both said that they just were blown away. They thought the album was outstanding, and that it was on their playlist for all their entertaining, and they just had a dinner party, and they said they played it, I don't know, 3 or 4 times through the evening, and they just loved it. So we've had really, really good feedback. So it was an excellent recording.
How does it feel to be an older musician with a release in the contemporary music world on iTunes and CD Baby and Amazon.com and all these new media portals?
Oh, it's exciting. I mean, I had no idea until we talked to our producer there at Eastport, Coleman Bryce, what all we could do. And it's just really exciting. And the nice thing about being older is that we're not trying to be famous, or we're just doing it because we love it, we enjoy it, and if people that enjoy our music, then that's all we want.
So how did you meet up with that picky fella?
Oh, that picky fella.
Yeah, how did he get in the mix?
Okay, I was in a band playing at restaurants here in the Hill Country, and he would come in to the restaurant with his phone that he learned to play when he was 7 years old, and I was playing a fast fiddle tune, and he'd ask me if it was all right if he came and rattled the bones, the fiddle tune, and I'd say, well, sure. So he started rattling the bones, and then as things evolved, he ended up playing guitar with the group, which he didn't even realize that he could do it. He had played a little guitar with a gospel group here in Comfort, and hadn't really had the opportunity to play very often or very much. And
it sounds to me like he had a bit of a crush on you and learned how to play that guitar.
I think he did. In fact, one of the guys in the duet that we had going told me that if I wanted the guy that played the bones in the band, that he was going to quit. And I said, well, okay, goodbye.
Oh, so
that was it.
Seemed like a mutual crush.
The player became the guitar player.
Oh, wow. So what are you guys planning on doing next?
Well, we're finishing this CD, and it's in production right now, and we should be getting the physical CDs in about 2 weeks. And then we have actually several gigs this month, November and December on the calendar. And then next summer, when we come up to Eastport, we'd like to do a second CD, a second album with Coleman Bryce, and do some original music and then some traditional Irish music. Maybe have another instrument like a bass involved, and maybe have more time to kind of, I don't know, expand, I guess.
Well, listen, Denise, it's been great talking to you, and we wish you the best of luck with your travels and your gigs and the release of Autumn in Eastport, available now on iTunes, CD Baby, Amazon.com, Spotify, and just about everywhere else.
Okay, thank you so much.
You take care.